Hi guys, it's Caden with Crypto Now or Never. Welcome back to another HBAR video. Today I'm going to be covering some major news that makes me extremely bullish on HBAR long term. Make sure you stay tuned till the end of the video. None of this is financial advice. Let's get into it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. No.
So first things first, we're going to start off with some technical analysis. So if you look at HBAR on the weekly time frame, the first thing you'll probably notice is that it has broken out of the falling wedge we drew it in previously. And just to give you guys proof, I posted this video about a month and a half ago, where it was trading in the falling wedge and it was at a price point of just under 5 cents. And even right now, it's still above 6 cents. And at its peak, it went up to 7.5 cents. And had you guys taken this trade, you guys could have made 61% gains in just over a month, which is crazy because in cryptocurrency, that might not even seem like that much. However, the average returns on the stock market is 10% in a year. So we made in just over a month what the stock market makes in 6 years. And if you guys enjoy making gains in the crypto market, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. I will continue making calls on crypto projects that I believe will be profitable in the future. So make sure you guys stay tuned. So as for what I'm seeing right now, the stochastics are getting very overbought and the RSI is getting a little bit high, but it still definitely has room to come up. Now there is a very bearish sign on HBAR that has potentially already started to play out. So if you look at price action, it swings from a higher high to a lower high. If you look at the RSI, it swings from a lower high to a higher high. That is class A bearish divergence. Typically that signals a local top has been reached. Now that could be negated if HBAR does continue to pump up, but from my personal experience, that typically signals a retracement is coming. And if you pull a Fibonacci, HBAR is also trading just above the golden pocket. So a potential scenario is that HBAR does continue to drop into the golden pocket. Typically that's a great accumulation zone. But honestly, just take pride in the fact that you guys made 61% gains during a bear market. And keep in mind, HBAR and most other crypto projects right now are tied to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin rises, most will rise. If Bitcoin falls, most will fall. That being said, I want to show you guys the Bitcoin chart. Now this is Bitcoin on the daily time frame. HBAR was the weekly time frame. So just understand this is a smaller time frame. And the reason I'm showing you the daily is because I think there's some very strong signals. So the first thing you guys may notice is that Bitcoin back on August 17th had a massive red candle and we dropped from 29K all the way down to 25.5K. And what's crazy is I actually have been calling for a drop for a long time now. The reason for that is because if you look at the moving averages, the 21-day broke beneath the 50-day moving average, which created a death cross. And in all of my previous videos, I went back in Bitcoin's history and I showed that we would have a death cross and we would drop huge. Another death cross, another massive drop. Death cross, we dropped. Death cross, we dropped, and the death cross prior to this, we went from 29K all the way down to 24K. Now, whether or not this was technical analysis being technical analysis, or if it was due to SpaceX liquidating their Bitcoin, who knows? But we still dropped. Now, what we're looking at right now is the extremely oversold stochastics and the extremely oversold RSI, and then the two major divergences. So if you look at price action, we swing from a lower low to a higher low, and then there's a bigger version, lower low to a higher low. Both of those are very strong class A bullish divergences. Typically that signals a bottom has been reached. Now, just like HBAR's bearish divergence, technically this could be negated if price action drops significantly. And in this case, Bitcoin would have to go down to about 17K to negate it, which personally I don't see happening due to how strong the divergences are. That being said, I'm not doing my job if I don't also give you guys the bearish indicators. So right now, Bitcoin is potentially forming a bear flag, which breaks down 68% of the time, and it has a measured move all the way down to 22,300. And another big reason that this potentially could play out is that price action is trading beneath all of the moving averages right now. And that's how you know Bitcoin is very indecisive right now, because it has very strong bullish divergence and extremely oversold stochastics and RSI. Even with that though, I personally will not be bullish on Bitcoin until it gets back above at least the 200-day moving average, and preferably the 21-day. But just keep in mind, macroeconomics significantly outweigh technical analysis. So all of a sudden, if the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF were to get accepted, that could skyrocket Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market. On the contrary, if it gets rejected, or if something similar to SpaceX liquidating the Bitcoin happens, then that could tank the entire crypto market. So just keep an open mind, realize that anything can happen, and just have a long-term outlook on crypto. Now, the first major piece of Hedera news that I want to cover is that Hedera breaks past 35 million total value locked and 18 billion transactions, despite the crypto rut. Total value locked in most blockchain ecosystems has been falling across the board. Hedera, however, has continued to grow its locked value and activity despite market headwinds. And to put that into perspective, Hedera saw its all-time high total value locked in February of 2023, when its levels were around 46 million. After that, however, it slumped beneath 22 million, but is now back to 35 million. And this is just overall very exciting to see for Hedera's ecosystem. There are clearly a lot of people that believe in this project. And on top of that, Hedera reached over 18 billion total transactions. It honestly seems like every single time I make a Hedera video, they have reached that next billion level. Truthfully, I have never seen a layer 1 project grow as fast as Hedera is growing, especially in a bear market. Now, the next piece of news I want to cover is what House of Chimera tweeted out. So tracking the growth, the unstoppable rise of Hedera. The HBAR ecosystem has experienced significant growth and social dominance. More crypto enthusiasts are discussing HBAR on X, which was previously Twitter. A similar trend is observable with network activity of HBAR, which is rising significantly. And if you do look at the chart, the social dominance has climbed significantly during 2023. Now, the next piece of news came out August 14th, but I'm going to go over it anyways in case you guys haven't seen it. So HBAR surged over 15% after the US Federal Reserve's instant payment platform FedNow added Drop, a Hedera-based micropayment platform as a service provider. And as I'm sure you guys can imagine, anything that has to do with the Federal Reserve is naturally going to give HBAR a lot more credibility than most projects, as the Federal Reserve is quite literally the central banking system of the United States. Now, this next piece of news has to do with a lot of the rumors going around that BlackRock intentionally wanted Bitcoin to crash. So the argument that BlackRock gains from cheaper Bitcoin for its ETF launch isn't straightforward, and neither is the idea that the government is suppressing Bitcoin's price. So the first thing you guys have to understand is BlackRock. They're the world's largest asset manager, and at this current moment, they are in charge of almost $10 trillion of funds. And essentially, they are trying to get a spot Bitcoin ETF, which in turn would make it significantly easier for the average everyday person to get into cryptocurrency, especially the older generations who have most of the money. And I have went on record many different times saying that I believe this could be a catalyst that could potentially start an early bull market. That's how big this spot ETF could be. And the reason it needs to be spot over future is because if it's a spot ETF, then BlackRock actually has to hold Bitcoin, which will naturally give the crypto market a certain credibility, and it will potentially install confidence in future investors. So the argument against them crashing the market is a sudden and substantial drop in Bitcoin's value could undermine the overall credibility of the cryptocurrency market, something BlackRock would aim to avoid. Now, I'm not making this video to get all into the conspiracies of why Bitcoin crashed. I just simply want you guys to think about it from all different angles. Now, last but not least, this article is for those of you guys that are potentially starting to lose faith in crypto, and my hope is to sway you guys away from that. So this article is a little bit older, December 26th of 2021, and this is 7 NFL players who chose crypto over cash salaries. So first on the list, you have Aaron Rodgers, then Tom Brady, Odell Beckham Jr., Trevor Lawrence, Saquon Barkley, Sean Culkin, and Aaron Jones. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is just to point out that there are many high clout individuals that believe in crypto long term. Now, I understand a lot of you guys are here watching crypto, so you guys might not be football fans, you might not know who some of these players are, but Tom Brady is widely considered to be the greatest football player of all time. So if he was willing to accept part of his salary in cryptocurrency, that also is going to install confidence within future crypto investors. But it's also way bigger than this. Say what you want about Elon Musk and about how Tesla is no longer accepting Bitcoin, whatever. But the reality is Elon Musk is most definitely going to continue talking about cryptocurrency. And I personally believe Tesla will upon a day accept Bitcoin again, which could be another catalyst that skyrockets crypto. So just understand, cryptocurrency is not going anywhere. There are way too many high status individuals that believe in it long term. And for the final part of this video, I just want you to take a look at this historical snapshot of November 14th of 2021. This was the heights of the bull market. And just remember where some of these projects were trading at. Bitcoin was $65,400, Ethereum $4,600, Solana was $238, and Hedera was down here ranked 34th among all cryptos, a market cap of 6.5 billion, trading at 43 cents. And this whole bull market was based on hype and speculation. There were very few cryptos being used at this time. And now when you take a look at the overall adoption that has occurred during a bear market, and especially for a project like HBAR that is now being accepted as payment for FedNow, which is directly tied to the Federal Reserve. Again, I just can't stress enough. You guys need to have a long-term outlook on crypto. Just look forward to the future and continue dollar cost averaging in. In my opinion, it's something you will not regret. But that's about all. Let me know down in the comments, how high do you guys think HBAR can go next bull run? If you found this content valuable, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.